Salve a tutti, sono Almarok e benvenuti in un nuovo video. Oggi siamo qui per fare un'intervista a SD Ramirez, famoso per essere chitarrista e voce addizionale degli Psychonaut 4. Prima di iniziare lo ringrazio per la sua disponibilità, per aver accettato di essere qui oggi. Vi lascio l'intervista e vi auguro buona visione. Nice to meet you. Thank you for staying today.
Thanks for having me.
Why you started to do music? Why you started to do with metal music? Tell me about the beginning of your career and your influences at the start of Psychonaut 4.
Well, it started way back when I was 7, and when I first heard Metallica. I was trying to hook up my Nintendo PlayStation back then, and my sister told me like, wait for me to leave the house, and then you can play. And look, Metallica is on TV, and I was like, what is Metallica? And since that day, I was hooked on Metallica, and then it spiraled into death metal, then black metal, and so on. So Metallica is my first influence, and till this day, it's my favorite band. So, as for Psychonaut 4, I joined Psychonaut 4 officially in 2013 or 14. I don't quite remember because I was always around when they were recording the first album. I was just there with them because they were my friends. Just we were just hanging out, and I was always like, when they were recording something, I was like, "Do this like this, do it like that," and they just handed me the guitar one day and like, "Do it yourself," and that was it. I never left.
And now let's talk about the album Psychonaut 4. Album by album, your contribution, the thematics. How was born the idea to do depressive black metal and to talk about very everything like drugs and depression, schizophrenia, etc.
Subject of the songs are like it's our everyday life. I mean, everybody in the band like suffers from something that we touch through our lyrics. But the songwriting process itself is quite different from other bands that I imagine, because first we record songs and then we learn to play them, because there's no such thing in Psychonaut for like a bad riff or bad song. If somebody has an idea, at one point or another, it will end up on the record. For example, like last record of Morning, there's the song Pikrebim Tsuchrisa. The main part of that song was written back in 2014, but it found its way through the recording just 2 years ago. So we just go in there and just play whatever we have in mind, and then we just like stick them together and slice them and dice them, and that's the whole process. And then we go to the rehearsal studio and learn how to actually play them live. Alcoholism or drug addiction is something that something that follows our band throughout years. I mean, we've had a lot of problems with those. Like, for example, our drummer is in jail for drug possession. Our singer is in jail for drug possession and possession, I should say. Sorry for my English. Um, and the law in Georgia regarding that is very strict, and we had to face some difficult times as a band, as individuals, and as like friends to each other. But still, we're not planning on stopping. Or there's I think there's nothing that will stop us at this moment, and we'll be around until we're around. Like, you know what I mean? Depression and substance abuse is something that we like genuinely talk about in our lyrics. It's just our experience, and we're trying to like spread the word that this is not going to lead you to the place that you want to be. So I mean, this is our experience, and you do whatever you want with your life, but it's not going to be the best life if you follow our steps. So that's the main message. It's not cool to be an alcoholic, or it's not cool to be an addict. Sometimes you might think that, oh, it's cool, like I'm gonna hang out with my friends, do some dope, do some lines, do this and do that. But that's how everything starts, right? That is how everything spirals, and that's where when you how you end up in jail. And then the jail is the best scenario, if you know what I mean. I mean, you can just end up in grave. So it is not cool, and you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt the ones that love you. We're just trying to help people to overcome their depression through our music. So if our music helps even one person in the world, then the job is done for us.
Well, let's talk about what's happened at Graf, his story, why he is in jail, and what is the true cause. On web, on internet, probably you have read too, you can found more exaggerated story
Of
about Graf,
course,
and
people love to gossip, you know. People love to make things up, and people love to like make the stories as dramatic as possible. So the truth is, he was arrested for possession of illegal substance, which is not a lot in Europe, like 3 grams, but in Georgia it's a lot. So he got sentenced 16 years in prison, and then they reduced his sentence to 15, and one has already passed. So he's gonna be there for another 14 years, and it's just drug possession, and it's not something you read on the internet. People are like speculating with the tragedy that happened with his girlfriend and his girlfriend's sister, and a lot of shit is going around. So I think this is the first time where I'm talking about this publicly. This is something that shouldn't be gossiped around, but you cannot control the people all over the internet. You know, hopefully the something's going to change in the government, or I don't know what hopes I have, but uh, we're gonna have to wait for him for a long time. Yes, they took something together, Graf and his girlfriend and the girlfriend's sister, and sadly, 2 girls passed away, and he was in coma for a week. The doctors just saved his life somehow. I have no idea how, but for a week he was in coma. He was like, we didn't know would he survive or not. So, and he woke up to the news, and you can imagine the state he would be in. So, of course, the new singer brought in the new energy and new persona in the band. We've known him for years. I mean, he's our friend. I mean, it's not just some guy from the streets, but when you're in the band, you have to bring in something that is yours, right? And what I love about him is that he's not trying to copy Graf. You know, he's doing his own thing, and it is amazing how well he does it and how responsibly he takes the job, and how he presents it on stage. I love it, and people also have very positive feedback, and it was a very risky decision to bring somebody else in the band, because Psychonaut 4 is not just a band, it's not work, it's like brotherhood, you know. I mean, it's you just we're all like everyday friends. We just don't go on tours and then live our separate lives. We see each other almost every day. Like, doesn't matter what we're doing, like playing or drinking or partying or just helping each other with moving or whatever. We're staying together. And Graf and Nefo also, they call me or other guys like every week or others. So we just keep in touch all the time. So that was the main challenge for me, because I knew he had great voice. I'm talking about the new singer Irakli. I knew he had great voice, but the main concern that I had was like how he would like fit in this kind of friendship. But he's our brother, so like everything's going very well.
Okay, now let's talk about the last Psychonaut 4 album. Yeah, your impression about him, and let's talk about him.
Last album for me is the heaviest in regard of like the subject of the album. Artwork is like very disturbing to me to look at, and the a lady on the artwork kneeling in front of two graves is supposed to be my grandmother, and those two gravestones are supposed to be my dad and my grandfather. And the whole album is dedicated to person who is just mourning his or hers beloved ones, and to like conclude the whole thing into one I don't know subject, is that the last part. I don't know if you've listened to the album or not. The female voice on the last song, on the outro of the album, is my grandmother. So it's like it's the hymn of the mourning, someone who mourns the loss. The whole album.
If you want to be remembered for an album in your career, an album you're particularly proud, which is and why?
The last one,
Okay.
this of mourning, and I think the upcoming EP is going to be um uh, how to say, the upcoming one that we're recording right now is going to be the most complicated as well as most simple musically, and I'm very proud of what we've done so far on that album. I'm not really sure when it's going to be released, but it's going to be released no later than next year. And yeah, so far, the last one of Morning and the upcoming one is my like favorites musically speaking.
What about the plans of Psychonaut 4 for this 2026?
Well, 2026 has been pretty busy so far. We already did a huge tour in South America. We're leaving for France tomorrow to do one festival. We have Ragnarok Festival. We have Tolminator Festival. We will be touring Italy in May, which hasn't been announced yet. No, it has already been announced. It has, right? Yeah. And we're gonna be doing three shows in Turkey and one other festival in Germany that we're still negotiating. So it's going to be pretty busy year. Just the last one, because last year we went to China and Europe, and like we did 36 shows last year, and it's going to be up to 30 shows this year. So keeping busy.
How your music concern with your life philosophy?
that is a tough question, and it's not an easy question to answer. Uh, Life philosophy is such a thing that you just can't answer in one answer. Um, you know what is the best part that I realized just recently in life? Like, doesn't matter how depressed or how happy or how, I don't know, it doesn't matter the state of my being at the moment doesn't matter. Whenever I'm in the studio recording new material, that is something that I have always wanted to feel as a human being. That feeling when you record something and you look at your friend like Alex, for example, or somebody else who's in the studio, and dude, this sounds great, right? And yes, this sounds great. That is something that a feeling that I'm feeling at that moment. I wish everybody could find something that they love that much to experience that kind of feeling that I'm experiencing. So that is the most important lesson that I've learned in life. And like, if you want to call it a philosophy, find something that gives you the feeling that I'm getting out of recording sessions of Psychonaut 4.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying today. Good luck for all. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Bye bye.